Now that the history of the Blessed Virgin Mary has its new spine, which I'm very pleased with, has to be said, as promised in my last video, I wanted to share with you some of Father Husenbeth's apologetics, and he starts by recounting various Virgin gives birth to a saviour type myths from China to Paraguay, and then he says this: "What are we to think of these curious resemblances? Must we say, with the sneering philosophers of the school of Voltaire, and a few German visionaries of rather more modern date, that the apostles borrowed these fables from the various creeds of Asia? But not to speak of the profound horror which the Jews professed of idolatrous legends and their disdainful contempt for the learning of foreigners, how should poor men of the lower class, whose whole knowledge was limited to steering a bark over the waters of the Lake of Gennesareth, how should laborious artisans, obliged to work for their daily bread in the midst of their preaching, have read the sacred books of the Hindus, Chinese, Bactrians, Phoenicians, and Persians?" He then writes about how risky it would have been for the apostles to make up any stories surrounding the birth of Christ, given that they were still very local and the events within living memory. The thing was too well proved, too public, too recent, as yet to leave the field open to contradiction. And he then puts forth a really intriguing idea about why this mythic trope, in particular, Virgin gives birth to a saviour, became so universal. But I won't spoil that for you. You can find physical copies of this book, second-hand, and it is also available on the ever-useful Internet Archive, and I think it deserves to be better known as a classic of Catholic apologetics, so go and read that for yourself. That's just the first chapter. If you like more videos like this, where we talk about not just the repairs that I do to books like this, but also the contents of the books, I would like to make more, so hit like, leave a comment, and I will see you back in the bindery next time.